right, we'll open up questions for Murph. We'll start second row in the center.
Murph, just off the top, the emotions of that ninth inning, can you kind of describe what it was for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball. It's you got three players that are upper echelon players, and Lindor, Nemo, and Alonso, they did what they do: a walk, a base hit, and a opposite field homer. They did what they do, and I want to credit the Mets. That's what that inning was about. That inning was about the Mets, and they were great. And those three players are all stars. They have long-term contracts for a reason. They're great players, and they've been through a hell of a ride here, having to play the extra games, and all the credit goes to the Mets.
Third row.
Murph, that script, as it sets up, works exactly how you might want it. You want some more runs, but you get Freddie in there and he does his work. Your bullpen did everything. Your starting pitcher did all the things you could ask. Sports isn't scripted, but that was set up pretty good, wasn't it?
It was. It was a great script for us, and Devin's been as good a closer as there is in baseball for 2.5 years that he's played. He was injured most of this year, but he's been unbelievable, and I'd give him the ball again tomorrow in the same situation. And any other game I'm involved with, if we have a lead, and I give Devin the ball. Yeah, again, that's three really good players. Lindor's one of the best in the game. Nemo's there for a reason. He's their best hitter right now. And Alonso, while maybe quiet this series, that's a huge swing. And, yeah, that's the way it is.
We'll go back here, and then we'll go.
Just to expound on what Tobias gave you tonight, everything you could have hoped for.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he emptied the tank there in the fifth. His last few outings were a little shorter. He emptied the tank in the fifth, and he was tremendous. I'm really proud of that young man, all he's been through. I love this team. I love them. I love what I'll never be able to duplicate 2024, and it didn't end the way we wanted to, and tragically, actually, it felt like it. It felt like a tragedy, and yeah, I feel sad for our guys because they competed like they did, and it was, but it's baseball. When you're facing a team with those type of guys, that's what they're capable of,
Fifth row on the right.
Murph, this is obviously 5 straight times out in the first round of the playoffs. I don't know if you can describe the disappointment of another early exit in the playoffs, but how do you put that into words?
I mean, you can look at history if you want, but I think the best part of history, if you want to report on history, is the Brewers have been to the playoffs 6 out of 7 years with one of the smallest budgets, with one of the smallest market in baseball. So I think that's something that the organization should be commended for. Early exits out of the playoffs. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that go deep every year, so we showed we're competitive, and we had the 4th best record in baseball, and we didn't do anything to get ourselves out of the postseason, and the credit goes to the Mets. But if you want to emphasize that, that's your right to do whatever you'd like to emphasize. I'd like to emphasize the Brewers organization has been to the postseason 6 out of 7 years with not the biggest budget, and quite frankly, in a real small market. So I think that's something to hang your hat on. I'm disappointed like anyone else, but things happen.
We'll go fourth row on the right.
Every team we've lost to in the playoffs, as you know, every team we've lost to in the playoffs went to the World Series. Now, I can't predict what's going to happen here, but.
Hey, Murph, can you just expound on what you love about this club? You had a lot of injuries, a lot of young players, just what this team meant to you in your first year as a manager. Yeah, I mean, nobody expected us, look at once we traded Corbin, look at the prognosticators, what they said, right? They predicted a 4th and 5th place, and
these guys rose to the occasion and basically went wire to wire, basically went late April till September in first place. And in the meantime, we lost maybe our best offensive player in Yelich, and lost other starting pitchers along the way, and, again and again. And the adversity, they just kept winning. And, I'm really proud of them. I love them. I love the energy. I love the camaraderie they showed. I love the way they mixed together, young and old. Our older guys did a great job of, Yelich and Devin and Freddie Peralta, Willie, Reese Hoskins, Wade Miley. Those guys, you remember them forever, man. The way they led the team. They cared about each other. Hell, Miley and Yelich haven't played in a long time and been injured, and you got to see the way they're involved. It's amazing. So that's what makes you feel good about it, and that's what I love about this group. They hung together, and nobody's going to tell me this wasn't successful. Not from my own standpoint. I got a ton of work to do, but that's not the point. This team, what they achieved to win the division and play as competitively as they did, should be commended.
Last row in the center.
Pat, I know that, we can all kind of empathize perhaps with how Devin may be feeling right now, but is this one of those instances where you as a manager say something to him, or you just let him be with himself and his teammates?
I just talk to them, and, but yeah, you do talk to them. Why wouldn't you? If you love them, sometimes you let a loved one sit, and other times you let them know. And I told them, that out of this disappointment, out of this situation, you will grow. You will rise again, and something good will come out of it somehow.
Last question to Adam in the right back.
Murph, the first 8 innings, it was, Myers, it was Nick Mears, it was Bowers hit 199, Sal hadn't homered since May. What are the first 8 innings? What are you going to take away from that about sort of the kind of team you are or want to be?
Well, they were ready to compete. And they were on it. They didn't let the moment beat them. There's a couple at bats and there's a couple instances, I think, where guys were trying to do too much. I think Devin was trying to do too much, to be quite frank. He was so pumped up. What an environment. The fans need to be commended for the way they came out for these 3 games. They gave us a lift. And yeah, I couldn't have been more pleased with those first 8 innings. I couldn't have been more pleased.
All right. Thanks, Murph.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody, for bearing with me.